Dooba dooba.
Okay, hello, welcome into another video. We're here because I'm going to give you a very detailed breakdown and show you my flat, my new flat, my flat tour, if you will. Okay, obviously this is not a new concept, right? Every fucker does these on YouTube, okay? I did one for my last flat. I want to do one for this one. This one almost has more interesting pieces, so this should be good. Oh, that plant, I want it further out. This has been a while, right, in the making. I've been waiting for pieces to arrive. Now, don't get me wrong, I've not purchased too much new stuff for this flat because obviously, if you saw my last flat tour, I live in the same flat block. All the furniture, most of it was mine. So, like, I didn't have a lot that I needed to get for this flat, which was a very big and brilliant positive, okay? Because I definitely went in for my last flat and I still loved a lot of the pieces. So most of the pieces in my last flat tour are in this flat, but they've been like kind of repurposed and moved around a little bit. Like they're not in the same rooms. They almost are more successful, I feel like, in this flat. Before we get into the actual me showing you around, I did want to sit down first of all and tell you like kind of my design inspo, because I do take pride in my flat and I do think I've got, I'm not going to call myself an interior designer by any means, for sure, but I will say I do think I know kind of what looks good. Like I do a lot of art. I will give myself credit and say that I think the place as a whole, it's kind of cohesive, tells a nice story. Well, bar one room, but we'll get to that. So basically my design inspo and like the era that I love the most, I'd say, is probably like obviously mid-century modern. Now, I'm not sure if this is just like a trendy thing that's coming back, but I've loved mid-century stuff for years and years. Like, hello, the Togo sofas. Amazing news, I fucking got one now, you know? So like, I've been loving that for so long. And a lot of my design stuff, like on my Pinterest, I've got like a Pinterest board. A lot of that draws inspiration from mid-century modern stuff. And obviously with the bones that this flat had, it didn't necessarily lend itself the most to a mid-century modern flat. So I've had to really figure out my way of bringing in elements without it being like all a fucking muddle of things, right? Because obviously this flat's pretty modern. It's not from the 60s or the 70s, like it's simply not. So this flat's been my way of trying to bring in some of those elements whilst also making it make sense, you know? I can put some pictures on the screen. I just love anything that's like a bit quirky, bit different. I'm not trying to tell anyone how to design their home, right? But my personal taste, like I don't love these very monochromatic, not lived in, or don't seem like they lived in, like very plain homes. And I know some people live for that, right? Love that for you. I'm definitely much more of a maximalist, I'd say. That's for damn sure. I like throws, I like pillows, I like space to look like it's being lived in, but in a stylish manner. Right, I wouldn't say this place is cluttered. Obviously, you guys can let me know in the comments, but I don't think this is cluttered by any means. But yeah, so that's my design inspo. Definitely more mid-century modern, bit retro here and there, because my last flat was much more like retro show home vibes. Like I kind of wanted all unique pieces that all went together really well, but I didn't really bring in much in the way of mid-century modern stuff, even though I did love it. Like obviously, I had my Togo in the last flat, but that's basically it. So, first room we're going to tackle is the living room. Now, this room is probably the most different from my last flat. Obviously, I'm referencing my last flat. If you've not seen that yet, maybe go check it out if you'd like to. I did unfortunately decide to film this on one of the darkest and gloomiest days in the fucking history of life. So I'm so sorry if the lighting's shitty. But anyway, we're going to proceed. Obviously, the first thing you're kind of greeted with is the long, big sofa. That sofa actually came with the flat. I didn't have to purchase that, and luckily it was kind of chic, so I didn't mind keeping it in the flat. We've got some pillows on the sofa. I'm pretty sure most of the pillows you'll see in the flat are from Cyl, C-Y-L. By all means, check them out. Great pillows. I love them. They do really unique shapes and stuff, which, I mean, is my vibes. I love a throw. The granny square throw is actually thrifted. I got it from a charity shop pretty recently and I'm obsessed. I think it was like £4, which I'm sorry is an absolute steal. Above the sofa, you see my gay art wall. Now, YouTube, don't look too close, babes, because you might demonetize me and I'm not having that, okay? This is my gay art wall. This is for me to kind of showcase some queer artists, right? One of the pictures is actually a illustration that my friend did. Another one is one of me that someone did of me, and then they were kind enough to send it over. So obviously I was like, I want to display that. And then the other one is just art that I lived for, okay? So that's my gay art wall. It's definitely a work in progress as I've got a whole load of space on that wall. So I'm excited to continue with that. The clock, I had it in my last place, but I'll mention it again because it's one of my favourite pieces. It is from the 60s, okay? It's an actual mid-century modern piece, and I'm fucking obsessed. I'm pretty sure I got it from Zoo Lane on Instagram. They're the kind of page that only gets like one-of-a-kind pieces, like they don't stock more than one. Like they just like get them in and then they sell them, obviously, and that's it. And if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. So definitely check them out. They do some gorgeous pieces. Like I have to stop myself from going on there because I worry, about my bank account. But anyway, moving on. We've got the lamp that was there before. I'm pretty sure I got that from Wayfair. My glass coffee table, Argos. Just some books, some slightly nude books. It's a sketchbook or two, The rugs, we've got one. I don't even know where I got it from, but that's one of a more recent purchase. I've been waiting on that to do this. And the other one I'm pretty sure is from Urban. We go around, obviously my Togo's there. We love her. She was kind of interesting, though, to try and style her in this flat because she's not green and she's not blue, and I had a vivid idea for what I wanted to do for the wallpaper wall, which we'll get to in a second. And I was like, how do I make that work with this like greeny blue Togo? But luckily I think I managed it just about, okay? So obviously we will just pan to the wallpaper. Now guys, I didn't know this when I bought it, but it makes sense now because it wasn't cheap by any means. This wallpaper is from 1976. Like I got it from like an online shop where they stock like vintage wallpapers, and I had no idea that I'd even bought that. I just thought it was a nice wallpaper. Like I didn't really look into the website or anything. But yeah, I'd say the wallpaper is maybe the focal point of the whole living room. Like I did not go quiet with the wallpaper this time. But basically, if you'd seen my just like empty flat tour, you'll have seen that it had a really, not ugly, because it's definitely some people's taste, but it wasn't to my taste. It was like a grey, minimal print wallpaper, and I just didn't love it. So luckily I got the all clear to change up the wallpaper, and I'm so glad because I feel like the wallpaper really makes the space. We've obviously got my big IKEA mirror. That's a staple. We've got the TV, also a staple. It's one of those that lights up in the background. It's like a Philips Hue one, so if anyone was wondering, that's the kind of TVs I've got. Below the TV, we've got the TV cabinet with my PS4 and my other gaming things. Like I've got a Nintendo Switch. And then on the opposite side, I've got my records. Now, I have my records on the wall in the last place, and I do kind of miss that. But I do love having them all like stacked so I can see them. And they're kind of like dispersed around this flat because I've got quite a lot at this point. So yeah, maybe a vinyl collection coming soon. Maybe I'll do a video on my vinyl collection because I've got quite a few at this point, and I'm excited about them. And then last thing to, I guess, mention in the living room is my shelving. It's just got some family pictures. It's got some other cute bits that I like. Just, general decor, nothing crazy to be said. And obviously my plants. I love my plants. Okay, so that's basically the living room. Now, like I said, I did film this on a really dull day, so I'm sorry. The kitchen's basically the same. Nothing's really changed. All my appliances are the same. The main new addition to the space in the kitchen is my Mary Berry book, right? Now, I don't watch Bake Off because I don't not watch normal TV, but I obviously used to watch Bake Off. And my sister, she's just jetted off to Lapland to work as an elf. She did it last year, she's doing it this year. She actually bought me this book, this baking book, as an early Christmas present because she knows that I'm trying to get into baking. By this point, I should have uploaded my trying to bake a cake for the first time with no recipe video. So if you want to go watch that, it's on the channel, check it out. I can guarantee it's a fun time because I had a great time editing and filming it, to be honest. Shameless plug right there, but it is what it is. There's loads and loads of really good stuff in this Mary Berry book. So I guess let me know if you want me to try some of the recipes from the Mary Berry book, because I'd definitely be down to do some videos on that. But other than that, the kitchen's basically the same. The only thing that's different is the stools. Now, those stools are actually from a guy that lives in the same building as me. I happened to stumble across them when I was downstairs, like in the lobby. There's like a little notice board where you can put up things if you're selling something or giving it away. And I happened to stumble upon his thing for these stools, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm selling them for £20 each. And I was like, these are like proper industrial level stools. Now, don't get me wrong, they're not the most comfy, but I don't sit on them that often. But yeah, so I was like, okay, I'll take them. Thank you very much. And it was also just easy because he just lived in the same building. So love them. Moving on into the bedroom, which we're in currently, right? You're looking at the bedroom right now. This is potentially my favourite space in the whole entire flat. This and the living room definitely give a nice... They tell a nice story, right? They do. Above me, I'm not sure if I've got any clips of it. Above me, we've got these rice paper lampshades, and that's the same rice paper lamp that's in the living room, which I didn't mention. But they're all from H&M. I've got 3 in total. I've got that lamp in the living room, I've got this one in here, and I've also got one in the office, which we'll get to. But yeah, I was just feeling my rice paper fantasy, and they just cast a nice light. And also, they're just interesting to look at, because realistically, I'm more inclined to put lamps on than I am the main lights. In the bedroom, obviously, we've got the bed. This came with the flat. I do love this bed. It's one of those that lifts up, so there's a load of storage under here. Y'all aren't going to see what's under here because it's a whole time, okay? Many a furniture piece that I didn't like is under this bed. My bedding, I'm pretty sure it's from, like, Secret Linen Store or something, I think it's called, online. It's gorgeous. I love my linen bedding. I love linen in general. Actually, the pajamas that are on the bed, they're from Piglet in the Bed, I think. A load of people asked me about them because I put a little story up on Instagram in them. Load of people asked me about them. So if you're watching this, there you go. They're from Piglet in the Bed. I've actually ordered a few more sets from them because I'm really into because it's obviously the winter now. It's cold, right? It's breezy. So I'm really getting into the whole PJ set, like the shirt, the trousers, and their fabric, obviously, once again, it's a nice linen fabric, but it's nice and loose, and I need loose fabrics for bed, okay? So I've been loving them. Not sponsored by any means, but I wish it was. If you want to sponsor me, Piglet in the Bed, please do. But I mean, I'm kind of giving you the promo now, aren't I? Anyway, moving on. Above the bed, we have the painting. You can see it. It's a painting I did. Most of the artwork, other than my gay art wall, most of the rest of the artwork is stuff I've done. But yeah, so this piece is a piece that I made. It's a nude. I love drawing nudes, if that's not obvious by now. My donut pillow, a load of people like that. That's also from Sill, same place. This lamp from Urban Outfitters, I'm pretty sure, and that's one of my favourite pieces in the whole entire flat. I'd say that, my clock, and the wallpaper, and my Togo, they're like my favourite pieces. Oh, for sure. It's so beautiful. I've got a little table over here with my vinyls, my actual vinyl player, because realistically, I've got a speaker in the living room. The other place is my office. So the only room where I'll realistically want to use my vinyls is in the bedroom, like all night time, just like chilling, you know? So I have got that in here. This rug, I'm pretty sure, is from Argos. This chair, Fern-wise, I think I've had it for years. I'm pretty sure I thrifted that throw that's on the chair. Once again, clear console table from Argos. But yeah, other than that, that's basically the bedroom. My nightstand's cute, I guess. The clock, I'm pretty sure I got it from Amazon or John Lewis or something. It might have been John Lewis. Yeah, love the bedroom. Definitely my favourite place in the whole entire flat. Next, we'll quickly go into the bathroom because there's not much to be said. I've got some mats. The bathroom's fine. There's literally nothing to be said. Like, yes, I've got some skincare and I love it. I did work with Good Light. This is not sponsored by them, but I actually do just love the products. So they're in there. I use my skincare daily. Yeah, the bathroom's cute. I like it. Hope you like it. As you can kind of tell, the living room and bedroom, like I said, kind of tell a cohesive story. Obviously, I'm sure you guys will agree that the office kind of has to be its own space because that's where I do all my filming. That's where I do all my editing. Obviously, the wardrobe's in there, but we'll get to that. So the office is definitely a far cry from what was going on in the rest of the flat, but that kind of had to happen because I wanted my background to obviously be bright, exciting, this kind of thing. And obviously it's just pieces that I already had. The sofa that I had in my last flat, the leather sofa from IKEA, that's now the sofa that I film on. There's a few throws, another pillow from Sill, told you that I'm obsessed. The desk that came with it, the chair that came with the flat, obviously that's just where my lighting and everything is. The wardrobe, I'd rather the wardrobe not be there, to be quite frank with you. But I needed the extra storage and it came with the flat. So that's there. I know it's not the best, but it is what it is. The shoe rack was something different yesterday. I actually bought a new one yesterday because the other one was just not fulfilling me. So now it's under this bed, okay? The other stuff is just like, I've got a cancan. Is it cancan or cranken? I'm not sure. I'll put it on the screen. I've got a little side table that I had in my bathroom in the last flat. Now it's just in my background. It's got nothing in it. Some plants, some more art. My high sign, which is from Urban Outfitters, which I've obviously now got tattooed on me. And yeah, the little cabinet thing, I'm pretty sure I got that from Wayfair. Love it. Although it did come with one of the magnets missing, which was kind of annoying. The orange lamp, I've got a feeling some of you might like that lamp. I will say the brand that I got it from, some of their products aren't the best. I've had other products and they've not been the best. I'm not sure where it's from. If I remember, I'll put it on screen. I'm so sorry. But obviously we've got my wardrobe. Last thing I'll talk about, my wardrobe. Nothing special. I've got the only special thing in there is the fact that I've got drawers for all of my merch pieces. I do keep one of my merch pieces for each launch, so I've got all them in separate drawers, which is really fulfilling to me. But yeah, and that's basically the whole entire place, guys. Hopefully that was thorough enough. If you see anything that I've not mentioned, like where it's from or anything, ask in the comments and I'll be sure to try and let you know. I'm not about gatekeeping for the most part. Some stuff I won't. That's the whole flat. Hopefully you like it. I love it. The only negative is just that this flat doesn't get as much good lighting as my last flat, but that's kind of to be expected because I'm no longer on the corner of the building. So other than that, though, I do in fact live. And if anything, inside this flat, I prefer. So that's a massive positive. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the flat, unless you hate it. If you hate it, don't tell me because I'll get offended and I'll probably cry. Okay, so don't tell me that. But yeah. Bye. Bye-bye.